Yeah, we're recording.
All right, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, welcome everybody. We just got done with the prayer, and let's just get right into it. So the first question is,
I don't
hear you, Michael.
Okay.
I don't hear you either. I don't know what happened. We're still
yeah,
not
and
hearing
Here you
you.
are. Here you
Oh
are.
yeah.
Okay. We couldn't hear you for like 15
really,
seconds.
I cut out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Oh darn. Okay, so if you remember, the candidates are David, Gerald, Seth, Sonia, and Rena. So something that came into my mind, especially about David, he was really straightforward during the interview, and there was even in the caption during the interview of the interviewer saying, "Am I interviewing or is he interviewing?" And as an interviewer, I'm the one who interviews all the people in my work, and whenever that happens, it tends to be someone who's more controlling, even though it could be a good thing. But if it's not in the right team, it could be really hard because they would think that they're micromanaging. So to me, it was like a red flag immediately as I read that portion. And on top of that, his salary base is a lot higher than the others. So it makes it really hard to justify someone who's going to be new in the firm and to be able to what's the word, connect all the employees together to create a functional team, because they would, my fear would be that he'd be micromanaging. That's where my thoughts with David.
Yeah, and well, with David as well, his juniors, was it David or his juniors did not want to go with him?
Right.
Can't remember if it was him or Seth.
I think it was David, and I thought that was a red flag because the junior, I feel like that's kind of just like a team from what I understood from it. And by them not wanting to follow him and say where they are, I thought it was a red flag with just his management style and who he is as just a boss.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I think that his tenure and his age can be a contributing factor to that as well, that he may feel like he should be the way he is because he's got that much more experience, which he may come across as condescending or, micromanaging, like Michael said, and like Tyler said too. So yeah, I think
wait, was David's not the oldest one, is he?
Yeah, he's the oldest. And I think even though he's ranked way up there for the II magazine, I think that there might be too many risks. Mostly the culture that they're trying to create at RSH, of working together and helping the juniors to develop and flourish. I think he might not fit that culture that well.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's something that also came to my thought while you guys were discussing that was he's obviously up there in age, so there's a factor that he may be gone in a couple of years. They want someone who's long term, at least as an employer stand of view, that you always want to search for someone who wants to stay in your job and create that unity with the team.
Yeah, I agree. We can't hear you, Vanessa.
I listened to just like 5 minutes of another group that did about or talk about this case, and they were talking about David, that he was a grown man, that he had a lot of experience, but that was the risk, that probably, like you said, Michael, in a couple of years he will be like gone, and then he will be recruiting someone new, and also that the payment is way too high for the company. Even if he has a lot of knowledge, they are not like they can afford what he And I also heard about Gerald, so just about these two. So I am going to contribute just for these two.
That's okay. But I agree with
Awesome.
that he is the most expensive and he may not last the longest. So it's a big risk to take.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit
And-
about Gerald, if we're ready to move on.
I think
So
we had.
what?
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, my connection got a little lost. What
I'm
were you
getting our.
saying,
I'm just
John?
getting our interviewers mixed up because
Oh, okay.
I thought Gerald was the. I was thinking we were talking about Gerald because
Yeah,
wasn't
Gerald's the one that
wasn't
showed-
Gerald was the one that where he was kind of more forceful, I thought, and David was just more senior. I'll look through this. Just keep going. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I may have confused that, but the main factor with Gerald, he was 15 minutes late and he didn't even care or didn't show any expression about
I got it.
it. To me, that's a huge no. I don't care how good you are. If you're not punctual or you don't give that respect to a company or to an employer, no, that's not acceptable.
That and yeah, with not even apologizing for it was the immediate red flag.
And he was very cocky about the whole, during the whole interview. Like when Steven asked him a question, he was just like kind of laughed, and he almost like wasn't like taking it seriously. He just seemed very lackadaisical, and yeah, I didn't see very much commitment out of him, and he might not stick around for a long time either, right? Like he might be just jumping ship any chance he gets.
What I heard is that something about that he was like just complaining about stuff, and they were like yeah, they were afraid that he wouldn't make like a good team with their teammates, and yeah, all that you said, that he came late. So probably, and they also said about that probably he would just like start with the job and then get whatever he wanted to get and then just quit. So so yeah, I don't think it's a good person to have in the company.
And also I think he fired one of his junior analysts like in the middle of a meeting or something like that. Like he just
Yeah,
when Steven
he laughed about
Steven
it.
asked him like, I heard you fired a junior analyst, he started laughing. He's like, yeah, in the middle of a meeting. Like he didn't care. And I'm like, man, that's not the right approach. But
Absolutely great insights, guys. So now that we've talked a little bit about Gerald, are we ready to move on to, sorry about the crying baby in the background.
you're
Moving on to Seth.
Yes.
All right, so to my recollection, Seth was the rising star who was really good at his job. He's excelling everything. Is that correct?
Yeah, he was younger. He was from like the second recruiter company that randomly called up asking. And
it was like a buy sell, right? Like buy seller.
I don't think he was just from a Steven, is the main person in this Steven who's hiring, whoever it is, didn't the recruiter called him up and said, hey, I got someone for you, and he didn't know why his recruiter didn't have the person.
Yeah, okay,
marked.
I remember now. You're right.
Right. Okay, yeah, I remember this now. So interesting thing about Seth, I'm just gonna relate on personal experience and people who have that mentality of I need to be the top, need to get there quickly, they also leave quickly. So again, going back to what about David, how he's older, he doesn't have that much potential of being in the business for long. I was thinking the same thing with Seth. Even though he has incredible numbers, it's a huge risk factor of choosing somebody who could just jump ship at any moment.
I don't know. I feel like these type of people are a different breed almost with what they they just have that mentality that, you know, their profession and their career is like absolutely the most important and essential thing in their lives. For me personally, I didn't get that, but I'm not in, I don't deal with hiring and see the long-term stuff like you do, Michael, but
No, I think you're absolutely right with that insight. There's a lot of variables in each type of person like this. I think you're spot on with he's really focused on his job, which is an amazing thing. But in reality, I personally believe it's just a high risk factor.
yeah, because was he, yeah, his marriage just broke up. That was this one, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Or
because he was working, yeah,
80
he
year,
worked
yeah, 80-year
12 to
marriage or
16
something.
hour days.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I remember that.
on analysis, and yeah, his 8-year marriage broke up.
Yeah, I remember that. Which, I mean, can be a good thing for the employer, but it could be a bad thing too. I agree with both though, like with both of you guys. I think that he is very focused on his work and what he does, but at the same time, like Michael said, he's very focused on going up the ladder and having that um, recognition with the magazine and just being seen as the top dog, right? So any opportunity he has to go to a larger firm where that can catapult his career up, I think he would take that. So it's a big risk factor.
Right. Awesome. Great insight, guys. Vanessa, are you still with us? I just see that your camera's frozen.
You don't see me?
Okay, there we go. You're good now. It must have been my connection.
Oh, yeah, my camera is on. And I testify of your words.
Awesome. All right, let's move on to the next candidate, which would be Sonia. So Sonia, in my opinion, is probably the greatest prospect in my eyes because she's humble. She analyzes everything. She was early to the interview. She gave the interviewer all the respect by ending her call right there and giving him all the intention. And she had good follow-up questions. She's driven. She finds ways to be proactive, even though she's not saying that this is a bad thing. She takes care of 2 of her children, and she prioritizes them, and that's a huge win for me. Seeing that she can balance work and family. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I really like Sonia and the fact that I feel I just feel like she's grinded for a long time to get to the point where she's at. And in the humble and her being humble, where she's realizing that she's way incredibly underpaid for what people in her market are doing and what they're being paid for. And yeah, her being like a working mother is a plus. Like in my view, it's a plus, but I'm trying to view this from like Steven's point of view. And I do see the concern that they have with her. Like she is wanting to working from home a certain amount of days, and she's not really big on traveling, which from this, I gathered that being able to pick up the phone and email and travel on almost like on a short notice is pretty crucial. So that was my one hiccup with her, with just as her being a candidate, was her being a mother, because it seems like a pretty high speed work environment.
Yeah, and I think one of Steven's thoughts was like, hey, this is like 24/7 job. You got to be on call almost. But I agree with both of you guys in that. With you, Michael, that I think she was my favorite candidate as well, in that she showed that she has the right mentality and the right behaviors that she's, portrayed, or the right character to be part of the culture. And like she really looks for that camaraderie and working together with, the junior analyst and whoever. She was really asking about the culture and what that was like. And she's been able to get noticed even with the smaller firm that she's at. all the way out in Connecticut. Like she was still able to make big waves and make it to the top in the list. That speaks in and of itself, even though she may have a bit of a handicap with not being able to work as much as the other people because she does have a family. But yeah, that shows grit and determination. Um, yeah, I think she would be my choice as well, because I think she could be a great partner with Rena and work together to really blow that out of the water.
Awesome insights, guys. I like them. Are we ready to go on to the last candidate?
Yes.
Okay, the
think
last
so.
candidate is Rena. Rena is already working at the firm. She has knowledge base of what's going on. I believe she would be possibly a better candidate over the other three. She would be my second choice. What I like about her, she knows how to interact with those who are already at the job she's at, and she's able to analyze everything prospectively because she already knows what she's going to be analyzing. That's what gives her more of a bonus.
Oh, we lost you, Michael. Can't hear you.
Michael.
Sorry, Michael, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, there you are.
So short notice. Rena, I think she could be a possibly good candidate because she has the familiarity with the work already. She probably will be able to unify her team pretty well. And let's see here. She even though she's only been there for 3 years, I think that's the only thing that's hindering her experience. Good? Did you guys hear that? Or
Yeah.
did I cut out again?
No, you're
Okay.
Go
What
ahead,
are your
Alan.
guys' thoughts?
She would probably be my third choice, and mostly just because I'm going off of when Steven has that conversation with. There's the other guy like in his that he works with that he goes to it for advice, and he's saying that like Ria's great and everything, but she's not the right person for the job. And Steven takes a lot of values that whoever, I forgot what his name is, his opinion.
I think he was like his boss or like one of the higher up.
Yeah, it's like his boss or his like in another department that is like his same position. But just off of that conversation, I would say that she's probably not the best fit, or she just doesn't have enough experience. Although she's already been there. That's just my impression.
Right.
Craig's the headhunter.
Can't hear you, Michael.
Yes.
Connections.
I was gonna say, it seems like you're, going very deep and it sounds good. It looks like it sounds good.
Yeah. So I like that insight. I didn't even think about that, which is really awesome. Concurring with the peers and going to what would be considered kind of like a mentor. Thanks for that, Tyler.
Yeah, I was just going to add that Rena does have, the knowledge of the culture already. She already has the knowledge of the power chip company, and she's been working with those semiconductors or whatever they're called. But I think that just on, like Tyler mentioned, just from that comment, it might create some resentment or it might create some friction there. So I think Rena would be best to continue to be part of the team, but as a junior analyst and get that more experience and eventually get promoted somewhere else or down the line. But I think right now she is probably better being the junior analyst.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So who would you choose to hire and why? I've already talked about I would hire Sonia because I feel like she's more dedicated and she would be able to find means to be able to progress throughout the workforce.
I think I already mentioned too as well.
My choice would be Seth. Just from, if you read like his exhibits, his background, and from this position, I get the like I get the feeling that they want people that are going to I mean, the comment was made like, oh, he's just wanting recognition or whatnot. But I feel like in this position, they're looking for those individuals,
Those stars.
the stars that are going to do whatever they can and whatever they have to rank up and be super successful. And like in his bio, it says like he's working 12 to 16 hours a day. All of his clients said that he never misses a phone call or an email. He's willing to travel on short notice. He's got that drive and that passion to work hard and to get ranked. And he's already in a similar position to where him jumping into this one I don't feel like there'd be any hiccups with the workload. So
Awesome. I think even though you may have stated it, Steven's boss even commented saying that he's only looking for stars to begin with. So it would be something that would really please his boss in the first place. So I did consider that quite a bit, and I'm happy that you did decide to go with Seth because this will create a great discussion in the future. Vanessa, with just the characters of hearing each person, who would you choose to hire?
So you talk about Sonia because she has enough time to fulfill the requirements that the job needs. So that's why I would hire Sonia.
Awesome. All right. So the next one is, after the group members have made a decision about who they would hire and why, share the information contained about the recruitment of a star salary information document with your group mates. So that document just opens up to the salary of each person. Thank you, Vanessa. Perfect. So as we mentioned before, David definitely has the highest salary, but we've already ruled him out, and Jared as well. So I think we should just focus on Seth and Sonia. And they're pretty much right on par with how much they make equally. So I like how you talked about Seth because he definitely is driven, and he, in my opinion, definitely merits his pay. My only worry is the high risk factor, but if that risk is good, he would be awesome for the team. For Sonia, I think she's really well rounded, and it would be less of a risk, and you know that she would give her full potential. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
yeah, I think yes. I mean, Sonia is clearly underpaid. I think Seth is kind of on par. Like, I mean, is a good median for what they're currently going for. My only, my only hiccup with Sonia is just the fact that this seems that they want someone who's going to be. I think they even said this is a 24-hour, 7 days a week job, and I just don't know how Sonia can do that as a mother of two who needs that attention and can't. I mean, like right now in the doc, it talked about how she won't travel and she'll just do like the phone conferences when they're specific saying like we need people to travel to see people in person to make those connections. But Sonia does it really well via Zoom calls or whatever she's doing. But and she's not used to that they talk about the work environment's going to be it's different just with the workload. So I think Seth is, in my opinion, Seth is the safest bet because he knows what he's getting into. He's already doing it. And Sonia, it's going to be kind of from what I've is going to be a big adjustment for the workload and what's expected of her.
Great insight. Is there anything else that anyone would like to share? We only have 9 minutes, so we're gonna have to hurry things. up.
Yeah, I'm just go ahead. Go, you can move
All
on.
right. That's awesome. I really liked that. It really makes me waver a little bit on who to choose, but I ultimately, yeah, thank you, sir.
I think we lost you again,
Yeah.
Michael.
Can't hear you, Michael.
Oh, you guys didn't hear everything?
No.
Oh,
No,
Darn it.
we can hear you now.
Well, I was just saying that great insights. Definitely see the potential in both of them. Thank you for sharing. Let's go on to the next one. Let's see here. After allowing a few minutes for the review of the salary information and pondering the data, ask each person what they would decide if they were going to change their mind about who they would hire and why. And I just basically said, Tyler, you brought up really good points about Seth, and he would be someone I would really think about.
Oh,
His thing froze.
oh no.
he's fully frozen now.
I
There you are.
Oh, are you there, Michael?
No, it's so bad. I'm so sorry.
Funny because just today that you're the leader, now we can hear you. So keep talking. I think we can't hear you anymore again.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I think someone's gonna have to continue on with the questions because my internet's not doing well for some reason.
Okay, I can do it. It says,
Thank you.
should Stephen give Rena a permanent offer or hire outside the company?
I
I
think
think
you
we
should.
all kind of talked about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all
Also,
outside the company.
Okay, should Stephen have let Peter go?
Probably not. It would cost less to keep someone than to hire someone, and he was a star, so he probably should have offered a counter offer, or he said that based on his performance, he could have given him a raise, so probably should have done that.
you know,
I absolutely agree with that too.
Okay, should Stephen have talked with the recruiter to ask about Seth?
Yes, I think more information obtainable, the better.
Does the performance at one firm guarantee high performance at another firm?
I don't
No.
know.
no. Yes and no.
No.
Yeah, it depends on the culture and how they mesh.
Yeah, that's true. And then it says discuss the types of human capital. And there are 5 of them. Did you read them? So we can give a summary.
I read them, but I can't give a summary.
Okay, so general human capital. Let's just read the first paragraph. It says encompasses the management skills to gather, cultivate, and deploy financial, technical, and human resources. It includes leadership and decision-making capabilities as well as functional expertise. Strategy human capital. Tyler, can you read it, please?
Yep. His expertise gained from experience in situations that require specific strategic skills, such as cutting costs, driving growth, and maneuvering in cyclical markets.
Perfect. Mal, can you read industry human capital, the first paragraph?
Yeah, is the technical, regulatory, customer, or supplier knowledge unique to an industry?
Okay, excellent. Michael, relationship human capital.
Is that portion of manager effectiveness, let's see, stemming from established relationships from other team members, or colleagues.
And company-specific human capital includes knowledge about routines and procedures, corporate culture, and informal structures and systems and processes that are unique to a company. So it's from the often portable to the rarely portable. These are the human capital. Okay. And then conclusion about this meeting. Conclusion, guys.
Well, I think we had a lot of great insights about each candidate, and it really had me reflect a lot. So I thank you guys for all the things you've shared today.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yep.
Excellent.
This concludes our meeting for today. Thank you, Vanessa, for recording this meeting. And I
Sure,
wish you-
let me stop the recording. Oh, dang.